Hi there, my name is Steve Gerhardt and this is the Otaku Observer. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching this week's video. Just before we get into it, just going to let you know that there's some stuff going on outside my apartment building, like celebrations and stuff, so you're going to hear a lot of noises. I apologize. Unfortunately, this is the only day that I can actually do this, so hope the noise isn't too distracting. Okay, for those of you who saw last week, saw me in the throes of COVID. I've been testing negative now for the past few days, which means that I'm basically out of the danger of COVID. Still have a stuffy nose, some fatigue, but other than that, the most important thing is I'm no longer infectious and I'm no longer have a fever and all that stuff, so I'm past that part of it. Speaking of getting past things, let's stop talking about my COVID experience and let's talk about something positive. Let's talk about a positive anime. Let's talk about an anime that is actually making me rethink my top 10 list of anime that everyone should watch. This is something I came across a few weeks ago. It is not what I would call a healing anime, but it is definitely slice of life. There's nothing fantastical about it. If you're looking for isekai, this is not it. But if you're looking definitely for a very nice, very sweet, no pun intended, slice of life anime about a sweets shop and family, then you're definitely going to like this anime. It's called Deaimon or Deaimon. I'm not exactly sure the pronunciation, but hopefully I got one of the two right. But yeah, let's talk about Deaimon. Alright, this anime is called Deaimon or Deaimon, and it is a slice of life anime produced by Kadokawa, so you know it's going to be quality stuff. And it actually is, in terms of animation, pretty well done. It started in the spring. It's a spring release. It's going to run through June 22nd. I think we're at around episode 6 or 7 right now. And it is a wonderful story. It's a wonderful slice of life story. This is not a healing anime, by the way, like Eurocamp. So this isn't something like a slow-moving kind of let's experience the thing in a calm way. This is just a good story, slice of life story. And it centers around a sweets shop, a traditional Japanese sweets shop called, I hope I get this right, Ryokushu? I think that's the name of it. So the idea is that this particular traditional sweet shops, which is very well known in the neighborhood in Tokyo, I believe it's set in Tokyo. No, it's not set in Tokyo. It's Kyoto, I think. And it's, everyone likes to come to the shop. They make good stuff. It goes back. It's a generational thing. It goes back 3 generations. And this is a mainstay of the neighborhood, and it provides people joy. And the interesting thing about this is that as you see the life and people working within this sweets shop, they actually use the real tools that you would use in making these Japanese sweets, mochi and things like that, and sculptured sweets. And so the anime starts off with a young man who is kind of flighty, kind of just a really happy-go-lucky kind of guy. He's trying to do a musical career. His band has abandoned him. They wear like these chestnuts as part of their shtick, I guess, when they play. But they never got off the ground. And so the band left him. His girlfriend left him. Actually, there's more to that story later on. But I was going to say that his girlfriend left him. And so he gets a letter from home saying that his father's in the hospital, and he thinks the worst, and he rushes back home. He figures, okay, well, this part of my life is over, so I'm going to go and take over the family business and work the sweets shop. He has nothing but fond memories of being there, of his grandfather, who was the previous generation, and who encouraged him to go about his life the way that he did. And so he comes back, and there's a miscommunication. His father just kind of went to the hospital to have something that old people have things taken care of. I'm not going to get into it, but it's nothing life-threatening. But he comes back and he says, well, you know what, I'm back, and I'd like to take over the family business. And his parents go, about that. And this wonderful little girl, Itsuka, shows up, and she looks at Nagumo, and she just has total derision. Nagumo is the son, and she has total derision for him. And basically, because he left the family, he's just up and left, right, to try and be a musician. And she's there, and his father actually wants her to eventually take over the family business. So here comes the surprise. You're like, oh, okay, so we're going to have this tense rivalry. Well, no. Nagumo is actually okay with this. He kind of knows his place in life. And he's just like, you know what? I just want to be here. I just want to help the business. I want to take it to the next step. And if this girl is going to be the next step, fine. So be it. It's okay. It's all good. And so then we learn about Itsuko and her tragic backstory. Basically, she was abandoned at the sweets shop. A customer who used to come in, who her father, who played guitar, left her there one day with a note saying, please take good care of her. I know you'll take good care of her. And she periodically goes to the bus station where she last saw her father in the hopes that she'll find him. She still loves her father. And she mistook Nagumo at first because he had a guitar on his back, and she thought that he was her father. But then once that mistake was cleared up, and then later on they meet again at the sweet shops, hilarity ensues, yada yada yada. But you have this tragic backstory, and she is gung ho about this sweet shop. She loves it. She likes it there. She loves the people who are taking care of her. She, considers herself part of the process, even though she kind of doesn't consider herself as part of the family, but she does want to take over the business. She's set on this. This is her goal, right? A little 9-year-old girl. And the rest of the anime is basically Nagumo and her navigating their relationship within this construct. And what turns out to be interesting is that the mother and father, Nagumo's mother and father, love this little girl. I mean, they're like, yep, she's our daughter. They consider her their daughter. Period. End of story. No bones about it. It's not a burden on them. It's just this wonderful feeling of people going, yeah, I want to take care of you. It's just a wonderful, like, I'm getting a little verklempt about it. So it's just this wonderfully nice little story. But then his mother, Nagumo's mother, says, she's a child, and we've already gone through this with you. We need to take care of the store and help take care of her, but maybe your place here is to be kind of like a father figure, maybe. And Nagumo goes, okay, and he buys into it, and he does it. He's not great at it at first, and he's learning the ropes, but he's trying. And so this is what this series is about. It's a wonderful, wonderful, heartwarming little story. There's going to be moments that you're going to be like, I'm not crying, you're crying, because it's just so, so wonderfully well told. So obviously the story is wonderful. Let's talk about the animation. The animation is great. There's nothing fancy about it. It's not CGI'd. It's 2D for the most part. It's nothing over the top, but it is very pleasing. The backgrounds are pastels for the most part, for a lot of it, particularly when they're around the sweet shops. And I think that's done on purpose because candies and sweets tend to be in pastel colors, right? So everything, and it's in Kyoto. So Kyoto is a beautiful city from I've never been there, but from what I see, from travel videos and stuff, Kyoto is a beautiful city. So you have this beautiful backdrop within the story. So you have this. The animation, like I said, is good. The backdrops are just amazing, and the pacing of this show is spot on. It's like I said, this isn't an action. This isn't romance. This isn't healing anime. This is just a slice of life. And the pacing is perfect. You move along with the story. The story does not get boring. The pacing of it is good, is well done, so that you get to the points that you need to be at when you need to be there. So this is just, I cannot say enough good things about this anime. Can you tell I recommend it? Seriously, you should watch this. Again, it's on Crunchyroll. It's a weekly release. It's going to go through June 22nd for the first season. I'm really willing to bet that there's going to be a second season. I do hope so. Just a warning, like I said, this is slice of life. This is very heartwarming, and if you like anime that makes you a little verklempt a little bit, because you're happy but sad at the same time, this is that anime, and I have to now refigure my top 10 anime list because of this anime, because it's obviously in the top 10. All right, so yes, go out there, Crunchyroll, watch it. Okay, so that's my wonderful review of Deaimon, however you want to pronounce it. And yes, you must go watch this anime. It's so good. Oh my god, it's so good. Okay, so that's it for this week. We've got the weekly dig coming up on next Sunday at 8 o'clock. So I'll see you guys there. Make sure you get yourself vaccinated, booster shots, all that good stuff, because I want to be able to meet you in person, because that would be a lot of fun. Okay, guys, you take care of yourselves. Love you, and I'll see you next time.